The sirens were already wailing in the distance when Rowan Saeed realized he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But standing in front of his unconscious, drunken boss as a furious security guard advanced toward her, he understood one thing clearly: he would rather put himself between danger and someone who needed help than walk away like everyone else. The hotel lobby lights burned too bright. The winter afternoon sun poured through the glass walls, and every pair of eyes watched Rowan as he shouldered the responsibility of protecting a woman who didn't even know he existed outside the office corridors. He had no idea that this one decision, this one act of instinctive kindness, was about to change his life forever. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and humanity, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Journal right now. Your support helps stories like this reach more hearts. Rowan had been working as an administrative assistant at Silver Ridge Innovations for only 8 months, juggling a demanding job with raising his 7-year-old daughter, Zoya. His commute was long, the bills constant, and the pressure to appear reliable, especially as a single father, kept him grounded and careful. But nothing about the situation that afternoon in the Silver Palm Hotel felt controlled or careful. His boss, the famously strict and intimidating CEO, Helena Voss, stood swaying beside the reception desk, eyes glassy, her usually composed face flushed with embarrassment and exhaustion. She'd come straight from a high-pressure investor meeting that had gone horribly wrong. Reporters had followed her, cameras had flashed, people whispered the moment she entered the lobby, and Helena, proud, private Helena, cracked under the pressure and drank more than she should have. Rowan had just come by to deliver documents she urgently requested earlier. He didn't expect to find her barely able to stand, whispering words that made no sense, while 2 hotel security guards debated calling the police because she had stumbled into a restricted hall and knocked over a decorative stand. Rowan stepped in before they escalated matters, raising his hands in uneasy calmness, assuring them he worked for her and would take full responsibility. They didn't trust him easily, and Helena was in no shape to defend herself. After tense minutes and sharp questioning, Rowan convinced them she wasn't a threat, just overwhelmed, and promised to get her out before things worsened. He guided her out of the hotel with her arm over his shoulder, her heels scraping the marble floor, her breath heavy with regret. She muttered things he wasn't sure she'd remember in the morning, things about feeling alone, the pressure of expectations, the weight of always needing to be perfect. It startled him to hear vulnerability in a woman who never seemed to break. Once outside in the warm daylight, Helena nearly collapsed beside a concrete planter. Rowan supported her, reminding himself he needed to remain calm, collected, and invisible, qualities he had mastered since becoming a single father. He hailed a rideshare, ensured she had her dignity despite the curious looks of bystanders, and took her to her apartment on the quieter side of the city. He guided her to the couch, covered her with a soft grey blanket, left a glass of water nearby, and set her phone on the table with a gentle note explaining what had happened. He didn't linger, he didn't look for thanks, and he didn't expect her to remember him at all. The next morning, Rowan walked into work exhausted, but relieved he had at least kept things from spiraling. Zoya had waited up for him, wanting her bedtime story. He read to her with a tired smile, promised her pancakes for breakfast, and tucked her in as she whispered, "Daddy, you're brave." He didn't feel brave, but her words soothed him. At Silver Ridge Innovations the next day, the atmosphere crackled with rumors. People mentioned Helena's breakdown. Some exaggerated the story. Some criticized her. None knew the truth. Rowan kept his head down, focusing on typing a project brief, thinking about groceries, and planning when he could pick Zoya up. Then the office fell strangely silent. He looked up to see Helena Voss herself standing in front of his desk. She didn't look like the ironclad CEO from their daily meetings. She looked human. Her hair was neatly tied, but softer than usual. Her eyes were rested but heavy with something else. Guilt, perhaps. She held the note he had left her. "Rowan, can I speak with you?" she said quietly. They walked to her office, but instead of sitting behind her imposing desk, she stood by the window, fingers tracing the edge of the blinds, as if trying to find the right words. When she finally spoke, her voice was calm but trembling with sincerity. She told him she remembered everything, every moment, every stumble, every embarrassment, and his unwavering kindness. She remembered the way he didn't judge her, how he protected her dignity, and how he ensured no one recorded her or exploited the situation. Then she confessed something unexpected. She said she wasn't embarrassed because someone witnessed her moment of weakness. She was embarrassed because it was him, someone she always assumed had it easier, someone she thought she needed to be tough around. She realized she didn't know his life at all, yet he saw her most vulnerable moment without hesitation or hesitation to help. Rowan assured her that what happened wasn't something he'd ever use against her. He explained that he understood what it meant to feel overwhelmed, to be held to impossible standards, to break quietly so no one sees. He told her he didn't think less of her. If anything, he respected her more for carrying such weight alone. Something in Helena softened visibly. She invited him to sit, and they shared a conversation that felt strangely effortless. She asked him about Zoya, surprised to learn he was raising a child. Alone. She asked about his struggles balancing work and home. She listened, not with the detached professionalism of a boss, but with the empathy of someone who truly wanted to understand. In the days that followed, the dynamic between them subtly shifted. Helena didn't become easy or overly friendly, but she became real. She acknowledged his efforts in meetings, trusted him with more responsibilities, and eventually offered him a flexible schedule to help with parenting. She even surprised Zoya one afternoon by visiting Rowan's desk with a small gift, a bright yellow storybook about courage and kindness. Zoya adored her instantly. Weeks rolled into months. Rowan noticed Helena slowly letting down her walls with others as well. She didn't hide behind perfection anymore. She started delegating. She treated her team with more patience. She even implemented wellness programs, admitting openly that she wished someone had told her it was okay to slow down before she broke. Through all this, something unspoken grew between her and Rowan, a connection neither had planned, a quiet recognition of two people who had lived through different storms but understood each other's loneliness. They shared lunches sometimes, talking about work or their childhoods. She found his humor unexpectedly grounding. He found her strength inspiring. Nothing was rushed, nothing dramatic, just two lives shifting gently toward each other. Things changed permanently when Helena visited Rowan's home on a bright Sunday afternoon to drop off documents he forgot at the office. She found Rowan and Zoya painting on the patio, sunlight dusting their laughter like gold. For the first time, Helena felt a longing she couldn't explain, a longing for warmth she hadn't allowed herself in years. Rowan noticed her hesitation, invited her to sit with them, and placed a small paintbrush in her hand. Zoya giggled, showing her how to blend colors. Helena's laughter, soft disbelieving, filled the air like healing. That day marked the beginning of something new, something fragile but hopeful. Life didn't magically solve itself. Rowan still faced challenges as a single father. Helena still battled the pressures of leadership, but they found in each other a kind of support that made the burdens lighter. Their connection grew in the simple, quiet ways, the shared dinners, the walks after work, the mornings when Helena brought pastries for Zoya, the evenings when Rowan encouraged Helena to rest instead of overworking. Months later, Rowan realized that the night he saved her wasn't just about protecting someone in trouble. It was about saving a part of himself too, the part that believed good things were possible again. And Helena realized that the moment she broke was actually the moment she opened her heart to someone who cared without expecting anything in return. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Journal. Your engagement helps us continue sharing stories that celebrate humanity and hope. Special request: comment Kindness Lives if you believe every act of compassion creates a ripple that changes lives. Thank you for reading. May kindness find you in unexpected places.